And welcome to the Geek Legion of Doom. This is going to be my collection for the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man collection that I have on DVD and Blu-ray. If you're interested in the rest of this series, obviously the other Spider-Man movies, both this and the Sam Raimi ones, the Homecoming and the obviously Amazing Spider-Man, please do check out the other videos that each have their own video, along with the rest of the My Marvel collection. But we are going to be talking about original Spider-Man. And what you're looking at here, I think, is one of my favourite items that I have overall. Now, on the surface of this, it might not be particularly interesting. It's actually a French box set. Now, this is what it looks like. It is literally a wooden crate. It's very large, as you can see my hand there. And it is actually wooden. It's not like a plastic kind of resin, kind of wooden looking. It's genuinely a wooden box set. And it has these, if you can see here, these strips that once broken, obviously you are not going to put them back on again. Obviously they actually say the Spider-Man logo on it. So once these are taken off, that is it. You can never replace them. Mine is actually clearly sealed and I won't be unsealing it. Now this is a French box set, I believe from the retailer Fnac, F-N-A-C. And contains, among other things, a large Spider-Man statue. As you can see here, 2 DVDs, the comic book, sketchbook, Cine type, whatever the hell that is, statuette, which is exclusive to this. Obviously, you can see here, it's obviously got everything kind of like burnt into it, the Columbia TriStar logo there. Now, obviously, it being a wooden box, I'm not going to be able to open it up for you, but we will have a look. We'll turn this around. It does have a menu, so to speak, of what's inside. So that is the statue that you get there. Spider-Man swinging along. Obviously you get the kind of digipack version of the movie. Sketchbook, I don't know what that is. Cine type, which is a film cell, there you go. Reproduction of the comic. And obviously this actual box set itself. I mean, this is by far and away one of the coolest sets I've ever seen. And nowadays is, because it's quite old now, this is the first release, you know, when this came out. As you can see, 2002. And yeah, I'm really happy that I picked this up. I picked this up a few years ago now. And I think these days, a lot of these are going to be open. They won't have this sealant on it. So yeah, really happy with that one. But let's have a look at what else that we have from the original Spider-Man movie. Of course, that's not the only box set that's available. I would say probably the one that most people would have seen is this American box set, which is a nice set with some fantastic graphics on there. This was a limited edition DVD collector's gift set. This one again is sealed, and you get similar sort of things, to be honest with you. Obviously you get the 2-disc version of it, you get the reprint of the comic, the film cell, a lithographic print, and you also get Stan Lee's Mutants, Monsters and Marvels, which is a kind of a comic documentary. And yeah, it's quite a nice set, but this one is reasonably common these days. I mean, I don't know how much you'll get these sealed nowadays, but nonetheless, it is fairly common. But we have a couple of other countries' kind of variants of the same box set. This one is the Italian set, and this one is an odd shape because it is a kind of a weird portrait DVD set, and it is limited to 10,000 copies, as you can kind of see on there. And this one is actually unsealed, so I can kind of show you quickly what's inside. You pull that out, and once again you get the film cell there, and obviously you get your collection, and also the Mutant Monsters and Marvels DVD sets. It's quite a nice set, I've got to say. And this has got a nice sort of sturdy card feel to it, so you know it's pretty good. That's Italian. And then finally for the box sets we have the Japanese version of that set, and this is called the Amazing Box, and it's basically housed in this kind of nice kind of plastic box here, which is very hard. And again, you're getting the movies, you're getting the Stan Lee documentary there. The reprint of the comic, I don't know how much of that you're going to see. And you get some other stuff. Obviously, I don't read Japanese, so I couldn't tell you. It looks like you get some weird little brooch thing, and who knows what. There you go. There you go. So, pretty decent, eh? As just some standard releases for on DVD, first one we'll have a look at was actually a kind of a reissue. They issued all of the movies again. This is just obviously the first one. We have just the 2-disc version of the UK Blu-ray, DVD. We have the same thing, but this is actually an HMV exclusive slipcase. And it also gets you get a CD of a couple of tracks from the album there. So I think it's a 3-track sampler, and this one was exclusive to the HMV with this slipcase. There's also just a variant cover that came out, and then we had the deluxe edition, which was a 3-disc, and this came out as a re-release just before the release of Spider-Man 2, and so this came out with an extra disc with a not different cover. And one of my favourite items on DVD is this steelbook, edition Metallica. This is a Spanish steelbook. Now, I could only find this version of it that's taken an absolute battering. So if you can see there, I've got little kind of chips on my steelbook. But this was the only version I managed to pick up of this. So, it's actually a metal pack, not a steelbook. My apologies. Which has obviously the different sleeve there. But nonetheless, you know, I like the fact that you get, you know, a kind of steelbook-ish type release on DVD. And yeah, this is a Spanish one, but I really need to get another copy of this because my one has been through the absolute ringer. Is how I got it. In regards to steelbooks, we have this one here, which is actually a metal pack rather than a steelbook. So you've obviously got the different spine there. This is an Asian release, and they obviously released the whole series with this kind of one. You do actually have a kind of faded out version of the Green Goblin in the back. I don't know how well you can see that on here, but that's quite a fun metal pack. Don't see this one around very often. And then we have the more recent release that came out with these lenticular magnets. I want to say this one was a HMV one. There's the UK steelbook again. And then the Canadian steelbook, again, one, just in case you get it wrong. And these are actually now pretty hard to get hold of. The most boring steelbooks I think I've got in my Marvel collection, but what a waste of space, all this red, but there you go. But nonetheless, these are actually fairly sought after now, these particular releases. That concludes my collection of the original Spider-Man movies. Please let me know which version you thought was the best. What did you think of the box sets? And please do check out my other Spider-Man releases. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.